Happy Friday, my friends, and welcome to this Juve Therapy session stream live at, of course, the Juve Therapy show. I hope you enjoyed your Friday so far, and you're here with me as well. And if you're watching this right now, just smash a like on this video, of course, and subscribe and say hi in the chat. I want to see who is watching this stream this very moment. If you just joined, as I said, just, say hi in the chat. Before we start off with this Juve therapy session, Arian Juve is, of course, one of those who is present. Nice to see you, Arian. So we'll just give a couple minutes to people to arrive into the chat and onto the stream and log on and get their beverage or whatever, because we have quite some things to talk about. Of course, the Dybala goal against Napoli kind of changed a lot of things, but it did really. Gigi Oscar, indeed. Yeah, Gigi Oscar is asleep right now. It is late night, so this is why he goes usually to bed 1 hour earlier. But today is kind of a Friday night, so we got to postpone it just for 1 hour. But unfortunately, boom. He's asleep, so there we go. And Anish also is there. Yes, we will see what we're going to do with the voice chats, and probably not always voice chat. I mean, there are some other things we can do in Discord server. Guys, if you just joined, say hi in the chat, and also subscribe or join the Discord server. The links are in the description below. And all that promotion stuff you can also see in the description, as well as you have the super chats as well. If you want to use a super chat to support this channel, please appreciate if you do just that. You might just do some other stuff on the Discord server as well, not only the voice chats, because there are a few people joining in on those voice chats. But we'll see. Maybe we'll get something going for sure. We need to get this community up and running, and I see very few people on logged on just right now. But we'll see what happens in the next 10 minutes or so. Yes, I try to be on Discord as much as I can. It was busy times, but we'll see, guys. So, let's see. So we have Dybala discussion, and we have also the Rado Dragozin renewal. Apparently he did renew his contract today. He will stay at the club at least he's contracted to the club until 2025. Will he stay there? I'm not sure that he will. Also, we have the Chiesa talk, Cristiano talk. Not so much Cristiano talk actually this week. And the Pirlo talk, of course. We won against Napoli, but will that actually do anything for us if we lose against Genoa this weekend, this Sunday? We'll see, my friends. Assad is in the chat. Nice to see you, Assad. Let's see. Do you think Juventus? I'll just go straight to the questions, though. I will wait for more people to join this stream, because there is a tier maker. I think it's called tier maker. We're gonna do a tier maker today, and it'll be very, very fun to do. But I'll reveal the list just a bit later once people have arrived into the stream. Do you think Juve should play 4-2-3-1 or a 4-2-4 to capacitate Dybala and Chiesa? I think we should go with a 4-3-3 and use Dybala as a false niner behind Cristiano and Chiesa. Cristiano, Chiesa being the wingers, and Dybala just slightly behind those two, but in the middle. I think that would do us a world of good, and of course for Morata as well, if he decides to stay, or if we decide to keep him for next season. Do I agree with that? Not sure. Not yet anyway. But certainly, my friend, certainly, I think 4-3-3 is a way to go with this with this club so far, with this team, with this squad. But apparently Pirlo doesn't seem to think so. Anish says we would sell Dybala. We should sell Dybala and use Chiesa in a 4-2-3-1. Ooh, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. What's my opinion on the Belotti or Icardi? Well, it's I've been an admirer of Icardi for quite some time, actually. I think he is a goal scorer, a proven goal scorer. Belotti as well, but not so much. But I don't know. I would love for Dybala to stay and be supplemented with Belotti. I don't think we can afford Icardi just for just Icardi alone. We have to be involved in a swap deal. So if there will be a swap deal with Dybala, which is sad, but it is true, if it's going to happen, then it's better let's be Icardi rather than Belotti. He will never go to Torino, of course. That's just nonsense. So if there's any swap deals going to happen, it will be between Dybala and Icardi, in my opinion. If Torino will get relegated, they must sell, says Gotnaldo. Yes. Hi, Gotnaldo. Always a pleasure. And that is true. That is true. They will sell it anyway. But yeah, Milan, Roma, I don't think Merda. Well, Merda. Nah. Well, they could use somebody, Vaisa, Lukaku, but will Belotti be fine with sitting on the bench? I don't think so. I do not think so. All right. So what we're going to do today, my friends, is something you've probably seen on the social media or amongst other fans or whatever. We are going to do a tier list, which means today there is a tier list. I made this tier list yesterday and I double checked it today of all the players who deserve to be in the tier list, meaning they played substantial amount of games, meaning more than just one or two. And they will, and I will rank those guys based on quality and what they have done and what they're still doing at the club. However, there is a catch. Ryan, nice to see you, Ryan. Is it a good deal on Dybala Pogba swap? No, not in my opinion. I don't think we should do that. I don't think it should be good for anyone. Juve Daily, of course. Hi, Monblano. So I will give you this tier list. It is starting from 2011 until today. Yes, my friends, that is true. That is true. Yash as well. So there it is, my friends. I will remove this. I will remove this overlay so you can see a bit better. Oop, sorry. There we go. So this is the tier list, and it is more. It's more. So am I scrolling down? Can you see that? Yes, you can. There we go. All those guys, we will rank today, my friends. All these poor souls. If my memory serves me right, this is 81 names. Wow. So I'm gonna rank one by one player, player by player, and we're gonna rank them: fantastic, good, average, bad, or awful. And it's not gonna take so much time, so don't worry. Roman United want Dybala. Why? Alex Tejas and Van der Beek for Dybala is a possibility. Yes, I've seen that. Both teams will benefit 100%. I'm not sure if United need Dybala, to be quite honest. But we'll see. We'll see. It's only rumors. What we know so far, however, 100% confirmed is that Rado Dragozin, aka Khal Drogo, has signed his contract and will be staying at the club, at least according to the contract, until 2025. So whether that's a good idea, I don't think we should be so excited about that one, because let's face it, guys, he will probably be loaned out next season. I'll be surprised if not. But so the tier list. Do you even want to see me myself? Nah, let's go. You know what? This one is better. So this is the tier list, and those names, these are all the players, as you can see, all the players that have been playing for Juve since summer 2011 until today. 81 names. Might sound a lot, but it really isn't, because we're just gonna slap them around. Introduce some of those guys if you don't know who those guys are, but you should know. And if I remember correctly, I got them all. If there was somebody there that which I cannot find, just let me know. Just let me know who isn't here. But I think everybody should be here. Everybody of matter. By the way, if you just joined the stream, by the way, guys, smash a like in this video, and Well, say hi in the chat because I really want to know who is watching this one. And of course, I want to hear your opinions as well on these guys. So we'll start off with, should we start? 11 minutes in. We are, you know what? Let's go. We will start off. And I think I think we just do player by player, not exactly just category by category, but it would be silly. So I'll start off with Marco Storare. If you guys remember, Aditsa, hi, Shervin as well, hi. Marco Storare, we are ranking Marco Storare. So it is between awful, bad, average, and, well, good and fantastic. Ryan with the question there, apart from De Ligt, who will be the replacement of Chiellini? Who do you think will be replacement of Bonucci, Demiral, Darwazino, someone else? I don't think it'll be, well, there is a Bologna kid, the central defender at Bologna, Tomiyasu or something like that. Japanese, I think. Sounds quality and looks quality as well for Bologna. So maybe he's like a dark horse. There are talks of Romagnoli coming from Milan and Bernardeschi going the other way, but Milan kind of squashed that rumor these days. So I'm not sure. But let's focus on the tier list for Juve for now, guys. And we'll take the rumors after I'm done. I hope it won't take too long. So Marco Storari, we all remember him as playing, second fiddle basically to Gigi Buffon. And once he was called upon, I think he did good. I think actually he did good. So for his trouble and for his saves and for his contribution to the team, I hate the fact that the picture has a Milan logo, but I'll place him in a good category. Don't you agree? I think we should place him in a good category. For sure, because he was several of those saves that Storari made. Personally, wow. He saved us many times, but of course there were some moments that was just not good enough. But for me, he was acceptable. Between average and good, but I put him on a good since he was a backup goalkeeper and a voice to be heard off the pitch in the training ground here. So this is why. So we put also Andrea Barzagli next. Andrea Barzagli, we don't even have to introduce. Was absolutely wall for us. Wall. The ranks are fantastic, good, average, bad, and awful. So Barzagli, I'll just put straight into fantastic. For the money we spent on him, of course, that was before 2011. But the way he was alongside Bonucci and Chiellini and, of course, Gigi Buffon, without a doubt, one of the best central backs in the world and so freaking underrated. And it pains me to this day, that the guy is so underrated. So underrated. So for me, this is a fantastic. I hope you guys agree. And yes, most of you do. His clears against, well, everybody makes mistakes, even Giorgio Chiellini. But overall, I say, I'll say this is a fantastic. Could use Prime Barzagli now, indeed. De Ligt is, of course, in the list, Reich. Of course he is. So we go. Moving on from Andrea Barzagli to this guy. And this guy is Paolo De Ceglie. Now, before we roast the guy, he was actually one of my favorite players back in the banter era. Because he could actually, you will disagree, guaranteed, but I thought he could cross. And I was defending him, for his crossing ability, because I thought actually he could cross. The only thing is, though, nobody could pick up those crosses. We had so crappy attackers, strikers. They couldn't cope with those crosses. Of course, they were a bit inconsistent as well, but he had the ability to cross the ball. But overall, I wouldn't put him anywhere near good. I would put him near average. I'll put him as bad. I wouldn't say he was awful, but I would put him as a bad, in my personal opinion. This is Paolo De Ceglie. If you guys remember him. Awful, says Gotnaldo. Ryan says De Ceglie, even though he came from Primavera, he's between bad and average, but I would say average. All right, that's fine. I put him on the bad. All right, moving on from De Cheglia to Estigarribia. Well, Estigarribia, I'm not sure if you really remember, but he played very few games for us to really impress me. So I'll just put him on the bad because I didn't think he played that creepy awful. He had one excellent first touch in one game, I remember. But that was it. Nothing really spectacular. But I would say I would put him at bad. He didn't basically perform for us enough to give me a proper rating. But I'll put him on the bad. Suspected Crab, hi, nice to see you, man. We are ranking the tier. We're doing the tier list for Juve players since 2011. Maybe make a tier between fantastic and good. Put Ugly there. Nah, for sure. He scored a bad goal against Napoli. Indeed, Ryan. Yes. All right, moving on from these guys to Maurizio Isla. And I am between awful and bad. I put him on an awful. And why? First of all, when he did play for us, he was awful. But when he actually was supposed to play, he was injured. It was never room for Maurizio Isla to actually improve and make this right back to his own. So no, absolutely no. But the strange thing with Maurizio Isla, he was great for the national side. So there is something strange in those waters. Seriously, Maurizio Isla, for me, awful. Had a strong shot. And then he was out for like 6 months. He was very unlucky, I gotta say, Aditsa. He was very unlucky, Maurizio Isla, with the injuries, but they didn't help. And this is why I put him on an awful, in my opinion. Aaron Ramsey. This is Aaron Ramsey in a Wales shirt. Where do I put him? Even though I want him to be good, but he is just bang average. He's not fantastic. Because he's just too inconsistent. He is maybe good when he's fit, but he never is fit. That's why I put him on an average. So Aaron Ramsey, average. This is Lucio. If you're a true Juventino, you actually remember those 2 or 3 games where he played for us. And it was, I wouldn't say it was awful, but it was bad. And also his comments after his stint for Juve, the fact that Conte lied to him, for he promised him apparently consistent play, but he didn't. Lucio for me is bad. Yeah, Gotaldo indeed, 400k. Rabiot average. Rabiot next up. Rabiot average. I would actually put him on a good because I like the guy. I'm sorry, I can't help it. I like the guy. I like what he does. I like also what he does in the middle for us. However, he's just too freaking anonymous. So it's between good and average. But since there is just some specific things that he does nobody else can do, I'll put him on a good for me personally. By the way, guys, if you just joined this one, this is a tier maker. We're making a tier list, from the tiermaker.com. Juve players since 2011 up until today, and we are rating. But he's too inconsistent, says Suspected Crab. Yes, I tend to agree, fortunately, but I like him, so that's why good. This is Alessandro Matri, the pretty boy. Oh, pretty boy. Alessandro Matri. Remember, he played for us at his peak of his career. I put him on a good, actually, because when he played for us, he was in the first season, or maybe in the second. Yes, the first season we had the Scudetto in ages at the J Stadium. He ended up being a top goal scorer. Remember that, Matri. And I also remember him playing for us quite well in those first seasons. And then he left, and then he came back on loan, did okay, but I put him on the good, actually. So Matri for me is good. Matri for me. Shervin is trolling, I see. With Rabiot, that's fine. All right, moving on from Alessandro Matri. Alexandro. Let's do Alexandro. We do it overall, my friends, overall, because in the first season he was immense. He was great for us, but then it just declined and got even worse and worse and worse and worse. So if it was based on the first season, I'll put him on good. And then he became average, then became bad. So it's between average and bad, actually, but based on the seniority, I put him on an average. Seniority and the fact that he played quite a lot of games and actually not that bad defensively. It's just offensively that's absolutely useless. Absolutely useless. Alexandro average, yes, indeed. You have Mike Meany. No, Reich. I have no. I'm far away from collecting. Yeah, the Mac Mini is my dream, my friends. So this is from Reich. No, I still have some money to save for the Mac Mini. But when it arrives, my friends, I'll let you know. I will make a video about the Mac Mini, which will arrive, because apparently the Mac Mini is a great stuff. He should be good if Ramsey is average. Well, yeah. AJ, nice to see you, AJ. If you'd let me spam awful for next year, I'll do it. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Who are we talking about, by the way? Sandro. There we go. Sandro average. All right. Sandro average for me as well. So we're moving on from Sandro, and this is Alvaro Morata. A total stint for Juve, not only the first one, but also this one. It's between good and average, because the first stint for Juve was actually quite interesting with Alvaro Morata. This time, we kind of expected more than we got, but overall this season, especially before the Christmas, he was actually quite good. So it's tough. It's tough. It's between good and average. I put him on a good. Yeah, let's put him on a good. Average for inconsistency. Yeah. I can see your point, Ronaldo, for sure. I can see your point. All right, and this guy, you know who that is? This guy right there is Hernanes. I'll put him right there where he freaking belongs, even though he scored some bangers for us. I think he actually scored. I don't remember. I think he scored one or something. Pranav, hi Pranav. I'll say Hernanes was just freaking awful. And why? Him as a player was not awful per se, but the positioning, the way we played him as a regista in a three-man midfield. Hernanes, a Brazilian, as a regista. He never played as a regista, and of course he was useless. He tackled, he was bad at tackling, he never recovered the ball properly. He was just out of his comfort zone, and that harmed him bad. So for me personally, this was awful. Edgar says Morata is good, but needs to be played off main striker. He can't lead the line. That is an interesting point. Hernanes bad, says Ryan. Pirlo, one of the best midfielders of all time, says Reich. Yes, Pirlo is the next one. There's just no question about it. We just slot him in straight into fantastic. No, really, we just need not even to discuss this anymore. Undisputable decision. Fantastic for Andrea Pirlo. As a player. As a coach, stand by. Stand by. So we have, if you just joined the stream, guys, smash a like and subscribe. And also you have the super chat to use. If you use the super chat, you also support the channel. I really appreciate if you do that. And we'll highlight your comment as well. So thank you for those contributions as always. Now we are going to review this slightly. Awful. Mauricio Isla, Hernanes. Bad. Di Ceglia. Estigarribia. Those names. Lucio, average. Ramsey, Alexandro, good. Storari, Rabiot, Matri, Morata, and fantastic Barzagli and Andrea Pirlo. Moving on to Arthur. Arthur, I will put him as good. However, this is only because of what we've seen on the pitch so far. I feel that if he plays consistently, we will see more inconsistency from him, because we've seen some flashes of inconsistency from him, like against Benevento. But when he is playing in the midfield in the correct position, he is the best player we have in the middle, without any doubt. So for me, he should be on the good. And I really hope he gets rid of those injury problems this summer for sure. Average way to injury prone and stamina. Cristiano Pinaldo. Die Hard. Welcome to the stream. And yeah, well, this Cristiano. This, if you know what Cristiano hater is. Oh, sorry. This is the one. This is the Cristiano hater comment. So I'm not at that level. But hi, Die Hard. Always nice. Arthur average but climbing to good if he keeps consistency and not keep having injury problems, says Ryan. So, moving on. Arturo Vidal. Fantastic. We got to put him in fantastic, don't we? The way he played for Juve was fantastic. The way he came in, the way he improved. We basically made him the player that he became later. Bayer Leverkusen, of course, got him first, but then we bought him from them at the bargain. But Arturo Vidal for us, amazing. That Grinta, I do honestly believe that we never replaced that Arturo Vidal, Grinta, and work rate in the middle, which is a real shame. But Arturo Vidal, fantastic. Moving on, and then we see I have some left still. Kwadwo Asamoah. Average. Kwadwo Asamoah, in my opinion, is bang average. Vidal was fantastic. Remember him scoring on the debut in the first game against Parma. Yes, Edgar, I do remember. What time? This is 2011 until today, basically. Vidal, fantastic, no doubt, says Pierre. Yes, it is. He is indeed. So we are ranking. Asamoah average from me. Well, sideways passing merchant, in my opinion. Is born futsal player, I think, because the way he controls the ball, the way he controlled the ball at least, was just futsal-like, with his soul and always losing those small tricks. Was never good at scoring for us. Did score once, at least once, for us against Fiorentina, I remember. The only goal when we won 1-0, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know. It's just bang average for me from Asamoah. Between him and Alexandro was always going to be the first choice when Alexandro arrived. So there it is. Discord channel is also open, I see. And I got some bot saying something. Thank you, bot. Every player almost in 2015 was fantastic, says Anish. Of course, Nokia Gotski is on the list. Indeed. Very nice, Gotnaldo. Please don't shoot somebody. Well, in real life. Don't use guns. All right, moving on. From Asamoah to Matuidi, Blaise Matuidi. In hindsight, we miss him because of the work rate in the middle. But we gotta say this, guys, that he never fitted into the Sarri system. But is it his fault? Is it Blaise Matuidi's fault that Sarri's 4-3-3 didn't fit him? No. But it's tough. It is between good and average for Blaise Matuidi. But I put him on the good. And you know why? Because for what he did for the club, for what he did, his strengths are not passing. It's not his fault that both Sarri, it's not his fault that Sarri wanted him to play ball. Seriously. So for me, Matuidi, good. Aditsa, good, yes. Matuidi, great, average. So between good and average then. From Ryan, yes, I remember the way he runs, and that's why I just put him on the good instead of average, because I love the way he runs. Let me just replicate that. Let me just show you how he ran. Is that like that? I think it was, or maybe it was like, I don't know. It just looks like a very contemporary dancing on So You Think You Can Dance, France. That was a fake laugh, by the way. I'm not laughing that way in general. All right, moving on from Matuidi to Borriello. If you remember Marco Borriello, I don't remember a club he didn't play for. Well, I don't think he played for Merda, but he did play for every club in the world. But Marco Borriello for us, average. I would even say bad, but we didn't exactly expect him to play consistently for us, did we now? Looks nothing like it. No, I know. So for me, Borriello, bang average. Cáceres. Now this is interesting. One of my favorite players for Juve in recent years. I really tempted to put him on fantastic. However, his antics off the pitch just puts him in a good. But I miss Martin Cáceres. I mean, if you're Martin Cáceres, guys, I mean, if Martin Cáceres playing for the club and suddenly Juve call him, I think he has a bag already ready to go at the exit door, just packed and leaving for Turin. He was recalled 2 times, so he played for us 3 times, three different spells. But overall, my friends, I think Cáceres was a good addition to the squad, a solid addition. And when he was called upon, he was always consistent, I think, and also scored some bangers against Milan, I remember, in the Coppa Italia, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you, Pranav. Appreciate it. Edgar, Cáceres, good. I like him too. Versatile player committed to the cause. Indeed, Edgar. Indeed. Borriello average, says Ryan. Although he played few games, he saved us from the game. Cesena. Yes. Yes, you are correct. Well done, Ryan. All right. Moving on from Martin Cáceres to Carlitos Tevez. What is there to say? I mean, Carlitos Tevez comes in for 9 million euros, a bargain from Man City, and we thought, I'm not so sure. Should we give them a 10? A troubled past. What are we gonna do with him? But you know what? Carlitos Tevez became more of a legend for us, more likely, because the Grinta, I'm talking about Grinta from Vidal, but also Grinta from Carlitos Tevez. Tevez is a freaking bargain. Yes, Gotnaldo. Ryan, Carlitos Tevez, fantastic, no doubt. And Yash as well. Yes, Tevez was a top player for us, indeed. Oh, I miss those guys. Not the same since never the same Grinta since those guys left. Both Arturo and Carlitos. And also Claudio Marchisio. This is a Claudio Marchisio. If you don't see that, this is Claudio Marchisio. I'll put him on fantastic as well. Why? Because it's Claudio Marchisio, and I will not accept any disagreements on that one. I will be very pissed off if you say Claudio Marchisio should be only good or average or whatever. Claudio Marchisio is world class. Juventino through and through. Yeah, what more can we say about Claudio? One of the most consistent players throughout recent history for Juve. Not the world class level, not the top Messi, Cristiano, De Bruyne level, but Claudio Marchisio, such an underrated player. When he was at his absolute prime, and shame with an injury. Such a shame. Great, his work ethics is world class, says Harper. Yes, if it's Tevez, I agree, but also Claudio, actually. Also Claudio Marchisio. So I put them on fantastic. So let's recap. Barzagli, Pirlo, Vidal, Tevez, and Marchisio, fantastic. Storari, Rabiot, Matri, Morata, Artur, Matuidi, Cáceres, good. Ramsey, Alexandro, Quadrado Zamora, Marco Borriello, average. De Cheglie, Estigarribia, Lucio, bad, and Maurizio Isla and Hernandez, awful. Moving on from those guys to Kingsley Coman, and this is interesting. Barely had any chance to play for us. I'm not even sure I should rate the guy, but I'll put him on average, just because it's just okay. It's just okay. He did. No, you know what? Let me. No, I'll keep him on average. It's just between bad and average. But I'll put him on average just because when we played in that 3-5-2 system, my friends, which we did. Kingsley Coman never looked like himself, really. He is not a 3-5-2 kind of player, never was. He's a 4-3-3 without a doubt. He's a pure winger. And that's why we let him go for the famous plus Valenza. Would you say Coman back? Yes, I was actually entertaining the idea the other day because we need a left winger. So yes, I probably could consider it, but it will cost us a lot of money. Ryan, I liked him so much when I saw him playing with Morata and Juve. I was called the future. Duo, but then it didn't happen. No, strong average from Edgar. All right, moving on from Coman, Dani Alves. Dani Alves. Oof. It is between fantastic and good, huh? Isn't it? I gotta say, only one season for Juve. You know what? Let's put him on fantastic. Let's face it, guys. He was fantastic for us. He started something completely different for us in terms of technique on the right wing back. And then Joao Cancelo came, of course, after Dani Alves and Quadrado as well. But Dani Alves, his performances in Champions League, immense. The way he links up, the way he introduced something completely different to the Juve to the Juve locker room, so to speak, because there were comments about him playing music in the locker room, and people was like, "What is going on? He's so weird." But then it just rubbed off players, and they became fond of it. So he was one of the boys as well. I think, unfortunately, he didn't enjoy his time at Juve because of Allegri. It more or less looked like it, but. I actually think that he was fantastic for us. The only one season for us, unfortunately. Yes, guys, please liking this very video, of course. And Gotnaldo says, remember that volley goal? I don't, but remind me. To be honest, please remind me what that volley goal is. But I do remember his performance against Monaco with him and Pipita Higuain. That is for sure. Rugani. That was anticlimactic, huh? From Dani Alves to freaking Rugani. I don't know. It's very, very tough. It's very, very tough. Gotta put him at awful. I'm sorry. I don't know. It's just something with Rugani that always, every time he started for us, my friends. Coppa Italia against Milan. Yeah, indeed. Every time Rugani started for us, I kind of felt that, this is not gonna end well. It was always nervous. But all right, I'll slide him up to bad because he did score. He actually was one of our higher scoring center backs when he did play. So yes, let's put him on the bad. He did score some goals for us as well. But when he was bad, he was awful. When he was good, he was good. But there was very few times he was good. So no, and we never should have signed him, in my opinion. Allegri kept talking about him being the future, but he never became the future. It was always Bonucci, Chiellini, Barzagli, and then Benatia came on. Then even Överdes. Yeah, I mean, there were other players as well. Never Lucio, for heaven's sake. Even though I think he was before Rugani. But Rugani never stepped up, never learned, never took his place, never improved, basically. And that pissed me off slightly. Because he was supposed to be the next, Nesta, and Sarri praised him so much because he played 38 games for Empoli without getting a yellow. But there we go. For me, Rugani, awful, but I put him on to bad because he did score some goals for us. Danilo, more present day. Danilo. I would put him at average, but just because of this season, I put him on a good. Because he was bang average last season, but he's so good this season. He's so good this season. So for me, Danilo, good, without a doubt. Suspected crab, bad for a season, excellent this season, indeed. He really redeemed himself this season, so I say good. Ryan agrees. Nice. Rugani De Sciglio, Italian version of Dumb and Dumber. Yeah. All right. Moving on. Kulusevski. Well, I'm sorry. There is not much more to say. As much as we expect him to become the next, I don't know what we expect him to become, but really, he has been awful for us this season. He might do good for us next season, fine. But this season, Kulusevski has been atrocious, awful. 1 or 2 goals maybe, but there's just trademark goals from Kulusevski with his left foot cutting and a small curler. But that's it. I fail to see anything productive from Kulusevski. Yes, he's been playing out of position, but still basic passes, basic football qualities are just isn't there. AJ says we need below awful. No, says hi. Kulu bad for Yash, average for Gonaldo. Ooh, that's mentally weak, has no green bad from Edgar. All right, moving on from these guys. Douglas Costa, average for me. As I said before many times, Douglas Costa, when he is good, when he is on form, when he's on fire, he is one of the top best 5 players in the world. He is unplayable at times when he is good. However, Douglas Costa is only once per season, or maybe even once every second season. So this is why bang average. Unfortunately, I like the player, but he's injury prone and very inconsistent. Very inconsistent. Very, very uncertain, yeah. Oh, thank you, Reich. Appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. We're gathering money for my Super Mac Mini. There we go. Thank you, Reich. No, I'll leave this hanging for quite a while. Thank you, Reich. Appreciate it. Douglas Costa bang average, says Ryan. Kulu is the Wish version of Robin. Ooh. I'd even say AliExpress, man. Elia. Bang. El Chero Elia, if anyone remembers him, I'm sure Reich does. He's Dutch. We did buy him on the bargain, but really, we expected much more. He even got the number 7 shirt. Or was it 11? It was 11. I think it was 11, yeah. He even got the 11 shirt. And really, man, Yes, Gotnaldo, indeed. It will be donating to the Plus Valenza that Paratici need to cover before the 30th of April, June. If the story is true, though. To be fair to him, we won the Scudetto Serie A title. To be fair to him, he won us the 2018 Serie A title. Who? I don't remember. Oh, Douglas Costa. Well, yeah. I mean, bang average. All right, but El Chero Elia was lousy. Put him in lousy. DC bang average. Good if he wasn't injury prone. Indeed, Ryan. I agree. All right. From El Chero Elia. El Chero. How do you pronounce it? Is it El Chero? El Chero. Moving on to Emre Can. Average? He was good. He was actually quite okay in the first season. But with the Sarri, with this nonsense with Sarri, average. And well, Sarri didn't help him. He basically put him in the freezer alongside Mandzukic and others. So there we go. Fabio Quagliarella. Gotta put him on a good, no? Yeah, Pranav, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you, Pranav, but please don't spam the chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. Emre Can, average. Yes, indeed. For me, Fabio Quagliarella, good. For the period when he was with us, good, indeed. Federico Bernardeschi. Goat Desky. The Nokia 3210. Now that is an interesting one. What should we do with Bernardeschi? It is between those two. Average and bad. By the way, to be fair, let's put him on average, huh? Bernardeschi. Awful. Wow, yes. Edgar, average. Ryan as well. CR7 agrees. And Gotnaldo as well. Suspected crab, bad. Yeah. Federico Chiesa. Boom. Fan. Freaking tastic. Man. Seriously, guys. Seriously. If Federico Chiesa, if Federico Chiesa will stay for the foreseeable future for us, I hope as long as possible. If Dybala should leave, don't be surprised if Chiesa gets number 10. But I'll be also very happy if he gets the 11. I think he's a pure winger, so give him 11. But most likely he will stay with the 22. What is for sure? Yes. If you just joined, my friends, if you just joined, thank you, SBL. Best Moscas is a forward for a while for us now, Suspected Crab. Chiesa, one of the best signings of the season, indeed. This is a tier list of all the players that we've had since 2011 until today. So we are ranking the players from fantastic to awful. And so far, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fantastic players, 4 awful, and with the most good players. So we actually, quite nice so far with our players. So there we go. You're better than fantastic, my friend. Gotnaldo. Now, Suspected Crab. Let's see what he's saying. Okay, right. All right, moving on to Fernando Llorente. For me, my friends, Fernando Llorente, one of my favorite players. Such a huge presence for us in the middle of those. Also, he was right in the middle of it all. He had muscles, he had height, he had also grinta. He did exactly what he was brought in to do: score goals and bully defenders. He got stuck in and was even between the fantastic and good. I'll say he was. I miss El Rey Leon, indeed. Fernando Llorente, good. How could you rate Asamoah the same level as Coman? Well, because I can. Because I can. Now Fernando Llorente was. I miss him. I miss him dearly. I miss him. When I heard the rumors that he was about to arrive. About to arrive this January, I was like, come on, do it. But never happened. But for me, good. All right. We are halfway, I think. Very nice. Emanuele Giaccherini. Workhorse, did what he had to do, but wasn't really that influential. So it is between good and average. I put him on a good, guys. Let's be honest. Emanuele Giaccherini, good. Indeed. For me, Emanuele Giaccherini, good. And why? Because of the skill, because he was so something was almost like with Paduin, he did his work, but you really didn't see what he did. And Giaccherini, good for me. Hernandez, awful. He was just bad. Hernandez was awful, my friend. Frabotta. Whew. Well, you gotta put him on the bad now, huh? Frabotta. Frabotta average from suspected cred, not good, not bad. For me, it's just nah. I didn't fancy Frabotta. I waited for him to play for us, to feature some games, but Frabotta was just nowhere to be seen. And I don't know. This is just, if we have a proper left winger or left back, we would never see Frabotta. And the rumors are that he will be leaving the club on loan to someone, which is confirming my suspicion that he's just not good enough for Juve at this point. For me, bad. Average because of age, says Edgar. Frabotta bad, but he will improve in the future, says Ryan. Boshinho says bad. Yash, average. All right. Moving on to San Gigi. We just put him on fantastic and be done with it. We'll do the same thing with Giorgio Chiellini and be done with it. Gonzalo Higuain. Gonzalo Higuain. Now, this is an interesting one. I just put Giorgio Chiellini and Gigi Buffon on fantastic. If you have some disputes, you can leave right now. But with Gonzalo Fatty Higuain, as I like to call him back in the day. The Big Mac. No, it's not the Big Mac. The Big Mac is the other guy. Fantastic or good? Fantastic or good? He was fantastic for us the first season, without a doubt. But then he just kind of started to decline. No, I put him on the good. I'll put him on the good. It's just, nah. Pipita good. Yeah, you guys agree with me. Okay, thank you. I was just hoping that... Oof. SBL, this one is tough because he was good in his first 2 seasons, but his price tag and weight just made no sense for an aging player like him. I would say good. Yes, Ryan says good. Okay, you guys agree. Thank you. Whew. All right. We put this Lord as awful, shouldn't we? I mean, 17 games, 0 goals. As much as we love Lord Bantner, but Lord Bantner should be nowhere near this fantastic, good, average, bad category. He's just plain awful. I don't know why he was brought in to do, but we're waiting, and we were waiting, and it never happened. I mean, Nicholas Bantner, man. And if anybody out there got his jersey, I think there is an auction out there for a Nicholas Bantner Juve jersey. If you got one, you probably could get some decent money for that because, yeah, nobody nobody has that jersey. All right, moving on to this is Joao Cancelo. I can confirm, I remember. This is Joao Cancelo. It is between good and fantastic. As much as we love Joao Cancelo going forward, he was plain awful defensively. So I'll put him on the good. Joao Cancelo. Such a shame he left us. I think he would do a world of good for us for Maurizio Sarri. Unfortunately, he didn't, and maybe we could do something with him this season. But Joao Cancelo, guys, very, very unusual signing for you. A pure technical, not an ounce defensive mind in his mind. But Cancelo, for me, good. He was fantastic for the first half of the season, but really lost form near the end of the campaign, says SBL. I agree. Boshinho, good. Yash agrees. Rubicon. Hey, Rubicon. Man, nice to see you. Edgar, fantastic. Yes. Cancelo is now a beast at Man City. Well, who was surprised CR7 gold? Nobody. Pep and Cancelo, match made in heaven, huh? Next up. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do Cuadrado. Oh, this is going to be tough. I don't want this. I don't want to rate Cuadrado because it could be anything from fantastic to awful. Oh, Cuadrado. What do we do? What do we do with Cuadrado? Oh, come on, Ryan. Calma. Have you done Marquisio? Yes, I've done Marquisio. He's, of course, on a fantastic level. Cuadrado. All right. Fine. 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 Put him on a good. Put him on a good, and that's it. He's been contributor to the club, yes. Cannot defend to save his life, but yeah, that's not Cuadrado what's really all about. Going forward, overall, good. This season alone, I would say fantastic or good, but he's been so inconsistent all year's player. Yes, I agree. But this is why this season just bumps him up to good. I was about to give him average, but nah, it's just good for me. All right, moving on from Dancing Feet Cuadrado, Colombian. What's it called? Dancing with the Stars. Dancing with the Stars, indeed. Colombian version. Mirko Vucinic. Well, when Mirko Vucinic wanted to play, he played. Mirko Vucinic was good. I will never forget his worldie against Milan in the Coppa Italia extra time. I will never forget that. Oh, Mirko. Unfortunately, very, very inconsistent. Very, very inconsistent for us. So it's between good and average. I put him on an average. Mirko Vucinic, as much as it pains me, because I loved him. I loved him as a player, but it just too inconsistent. Technically great, fantastic, but just not enough. Not enough. For me, Vucinic, average. Simone Paduin. Now, what do we do with Simone Paduin? What do we do with Simone Paduin? Adiza. Adiza fanboying or fangirling for Mirko Vucinic. I love this. I remember also Stevan Jovetic. Matri good, Vucinic average. Yes. I know people will disagree. But just a little bit about Montenegro. Stevan Jovetic was supposed to be our next something great, never became that one. Too injury prone. And Mirko Vucinic, he was actually if you remember, he was on the verge of joining Merda in a swap deal with Freddy Guarin. The crazy Freddy Guarin who just got bodied by the police. Wow. Yes. That deal never happened. I remember that day. So Vucinic and Guarin going in the opposite direction, which is quite funny story. Paduin, good for me personally, and not fantastic, let's be honest, but good servant to the club without a single doubt. Leonardo Bonucci, good, and for one reason only, because he left to Milan and tried to be better than he actually was, trying to be that cocky SOB and being that moron that he was. And also the fact that he celebrated once he scored. I mean, we created him as a player. We gave him everything. We gave him the international, the place in a national team. We basically raised him. And the first thing he does, he leaves for Milan, scores against us, of course, and celebrates at J Stadium. Snake, indeed. Yes, he was almost a legend, as Rubicon says. I agree. And unfortunately, just because of that move, if he never left, well, things could have been end up differently. But Bonucci, good. Leonardo Spinazzola. This is Leonardo Spinazzola, isn't it? But it's 2 times. I have Leonardo Spinazzola 2 times. Okay, so we'll not do this one. This is the one. That pisses me off. Can I just put him? Yes, I can put him last. Spinazzola, good, without a doubt. Maybe even fantastic, but I'll put him good because he offered us something. Category for a snack. Mucci awful. There we go. Spinazzola was something different, very unique footballer for Italy. I mean, imagine Spinazzola on the left, Chiesa on the right. We are sorted out, my friends. We are sorted out for life. I don't understand. Just imagine with Spinazzola on the left. Oh, imagine all the crosses, all the dribbles from both flanks. We would never even talk about Chiesa playing from the left. The stories. The stories I could tell. He has been really great for Roma's SBL. Yes, I agree. If you just joined, my friends, smash a like on this video and of course subscribe to the channel. We are almost there with a 1.5 thousand subscribers on this very channel, and of course there are also super chats below. Use the super chat to support the channel. If not, it's totally fine as well. We're just building the community by having fun ranking these lordies out there, because it's been 10 years, 80 players approximately. 10 years, 80 players. Luca Marone. This is Luca Marone. This is how it looks like. Bad. I put him actually in the same category as Frabotta. Didn't really have that much chance and got at the end was sent on loan all over the country and really never did anything anywhere. And now I think he's playing for Crotone. Yeah, so that's about it. Luca Marone. Indeed. Rubicon doesn't know who that is. I mean, I'm sorry. Juventino. Luca Marone, bad. Versatile, average. Well, he did play as a center defender, indeed, in absence of Bonucci one season, but one season, 2-3 games or something. So not much. But that was when Scudetto was already wrapped and overdone with, so that's why. Luca Toni, campioni. Numero uno. Numero uno. If you remember the 2006 song by I don't remember, Luca Toni, Numero uno, you need to Google it, you need to YouTube it, you need to find it on Spotify and play that song on repeat, because it's a legendary song of Luca Toni. About Luca Toni, basically. It's a lovely trance, Euro trance, but it's so much fun. Luca Toni campione. I can't stop singing it. Luca Toni campione. Mozzarella, it was everywhere. It was just so much nonsense, but it was great fun. It was great. The song was great fun. I put him on average. Yes, he did what he did for us. He has scored actually the first goal at Jay Stadium for us in an unofficial game against Notts County, I believe. Of course, the first official goal was Lichtsteiner, but unofficial goal, Luca Toni campione. Man, what a guy. Mario Lemina. Remember him? Mario Lemina. Remember him, my friends? I'm not sure. I actually liked him as a player, to be honest. I put him on average. He was not exactly, let's say, Mario Lemina was not exactly an easy player to fit into a system. He was never going to play consistently. He was never going to be the influential player. But what he did for us was okay. Was average. Good from Edgar, bad from Ryan, and Rubicon, average. Fine. Moving on. Mandzukic. Well, don't you agree with me if we put Mandzukic on fantastic? Do you agree with me, my friends? Smash a like if you do. Because Mandzukic, Maybe he did SBL. Maybe he did. I don't know. I don't watch Premier League. Average. Mandzukic average. Why? Why? Mandzukic was freaking fantastic for us, my friends. Wow. I love this. Why I love this, because we have so different opinions of two players, and it's completely fine. But it's just funny how people rate the guys. But for me, he was fantastic. The grinta, I mean Edgar just nails it. But grinta and ability, wow! Single-handedly, almost sent us through past Real Madrid. Of course, scored 2 goals at the Bernabeu when we were down 3-0 and we're basically 2-0 up suddenly. Fantastic. Super Mario indeed. Fantastic for me personally. And the work rate, the defensive contribution, we really missed that. We really missed that with the guys. Not a lot of goals. He was striker with no goals. I remember only 3 goals with Real. Well, he did score quite some goals, Bochinho. But that's fine. That's fine. All right, moving on from Mandzukic to Marco Piazza. Marco Piazza, bad. Even though he scored against Olympiacos, was it? In the Champions League, if I'm not mistaken? Olympiacos? Or Porto? No, I think it was Porto. I think it was Porto he scored against in the Champions League. But that's about it. Marco Piazza, of course, great talent. Fantastic talent. But injuries never helped him. He snapped his ACL, if you remember, and never recovered really from it. So that's why I give him a bad, as much as it pains me to do so, because, yeah. Yeah. It is what it is. Matthijs de Ligt. Well, slide him in. Slide him into the fantastic next to Mario Mandzukic, and we'll be done with it. Matthijs de Ligt. No, Matthijs, sorry. Mattia De Sciglio. Reich, of course. Fantastic. De Ligt, good. De Sciglio. What do I do with you, my friend? Well, bad. No? It's between bad and average. Oh, sorry. It's between bad and average. Whoa, there we go, Ryan. Yes, between bad and average, but I would say bad. Yeah, me exactly. Awful from Bochinho. Yeah. Reason though, I put him on the bad and not average, is because he was played on the left wing back or back when he clearly couldn't do that. He also was played on the left side for the national team as well, which I don't understand. He is a right footer. Why play him on the left? It never ends up well. I haven't seen a single player who can play on the left with his right foot as a wing back, defensive back, full back. Yeah. So no. That's why I put him on the bad. Exactly. Is that his fault? It's not. So still though, this is where he got roasted defensively, in positioning and so on and so on. So somewhere down the line, you kind of thought that he was gonna do better than he actually did. But now he's doing good for Lyon. So I hope he enjoys his career there. Mattia Perin, rarely played for us, but when he did, I mean, bad. Very few games for us. Mattia Perin, bad. Maybe even awful from Bochinho. Benatia, good. Don't you agree, guys? Benatia was good for us. Very good, actually. I'm sorry. for whatever, whoever promised him whatever, and I think it was something regarding playing consistently for Juve, but that never happened because when Bonucci returned, those things changed. Bonucci came back, and Benatia felt that he was going to play consistently, but no, Bonucci kind of stole the place from him. So yeah, it's such a shame with Benatia, but good. Demiral, for me it's average, guys. For me, Demiral is average. Why? Because he's just not there yet. He started good, had that grinta, but then it became too much grinta. And now also injury prone, and gets beaten on pace, surprisingly. So for me, Demiral only average. Demiral good for Yash, as well for Suspected Crab. Ryan bang average, and Boshinho average as well. Miralem Pjanic. Now this is interesting. Miralem Pjanic definitely had one of his is on the decline, has been on the decline for the past 2-3 seasons. But when he was on fire, he was absolutely on fire. I'll put him on the good. He was fantastic, just like Higuain. He was fantastic for us the first season, maybe the first 1.5, and then declined. And then, unfortunately, declined. But still good. Still good. Are we good? Yeah, Ryan good as well. There we go. Yeah. If you just joined the stream, once again, we are ranking. We are tier listing the players from Juve since 2011 until today. 80 players. We are almost done. We have all these guys left. Some lords. Some others. Moise Kean. Moving on. One of the laziest player ever on the pitch, says Rubicon. Well, Moise Kean, my friends. Well, he didn't really play for us that much, did he? And when he did play, he showed energy and will and fight and promise, and also scored. Could have scored against Atletico Madrid, I remember, in the second leg. I want to put him on a good. Yeah, let's put him on a good. Come on. Let's put him on a good. Let's be honest. As a 17-year-old, indeed, Boshinho. Yes. Edgar, Rubicon, SBL agree with me. Perfect. Nice. So, yeah. And also, before we continue, I gotta say, look at how many players we have in this nice category. Fantastic, good, and, well, average, not so nice. But we have very few awful, which means we've been actually quite successful with our players. But we are yet to arrive at the Storaros, the Simone Pepes, and yeah, we'll continue. We will continue. Camera is very much alive, my friend. All right, moving on from Moise Kean to Anelka. Well, we have to put him next to Lord Bentner, shouldn't we? Nicolas Anelka. I watched his documentary on Netflix the other day, in French, of course, because. Yeah, that's a good point, Rubicon. Why is it like this? Probably because it's so red hot, hot. The better you get, the hotter you are. But yeah. Yes, the documentary. Sorry, documentary. It's just not a word of Juve, not a single word of Juventus. So that means that he really didn't enjoy himself there either. But for me, it's awful without a doubt. Didn't score a goal, I think, just like his buddy Lord. Neto, the goalkeeper, between good and average, I'd say average. As a backup goalkeeper for GG, just not good enough, in my opinion. For some reason, he's playing for Barcelona, isn't he? For some strange reason, Neto is playing for Barcelona. But I don't know. It's all about the goalkeeping and the substitution. Also, somebody needs to fill up the spaces, the backup goalkeepers. So that's why. Yes, so Neto is average for me personally. I don't recall any mistake from him, says Edgar. Neto was average enough, says Rubicon. Valencia. Is he playing for Valencia or is he playing for? I think he is. No, he's playing. He's playing at Barcelona. He is. He played for Valencia only 2 years, and then he went to Barca. El Clásico today, is it? Yes. No, you're joking. Not today. Why are they doing a Clásico in the middle of the? No, they aren't. No El Clásico today. No El Clásico today. All right, moving on from Neto to Ogbonna. Another guy. Ogbonna. What can I do with Ogbonna? It's between average and bad. He didn't really have any mistakes, so I'll put him on the average. Ogbonna, average. Nothing to. I don't remember. Of course, the amount of money that we spent on him kind of suggests that Ogbonna deserved to start more, deserved to play more, maybe even supposed to be better than he was. But yeah, as I said again, when you have guys like Bonucci, Chiellini, Barzagli, you're never going to start those games. So this was basically just a purchase to rotation, but it was an expensive and, in my opinion, unnecessary purchase. But that's not on Ogbonna. It's not his fault they want to buy him. So yeah, for me, it takes balls actually to move from Torino to Juve. So only for the cojones he will get the average. Pablo Osvaldo, the rock star, did score for us against Roma. So only for that matter, I'll put him on the bad. Pablo Osvaldo, huh? Remember him? Pablo Osvaldo. Wow. Quite a character. Quite a character. Bad. For me, bad. Just because he scored. I mean, I can't put him in the same category as Anelka and Bantner. They didn't score, but he scored. So I put him on the bad. Come on. Let's be nice. Average even from Edgar. There we go. All right. Moving on to Patrice Evra. That's tough. Patrice Evra is very, very tough, my friends. Patrice Evra. It's between good and average. He is getting a lot of stick for his inability to clear the ball against Bayern Munich. But overall, apart from that, I failed to remember anything bad. You know what? I put him on a good because I thought Patrice Evra was a very important player off the pitch for us and for Paul Pogba, which we'll come into shortly. Evra, good for me, in my opinion. Good. I love this game. Indeed. Good. Paulo Dybala. Here we go. Here we go. Paulo Dybala. Before I even start, let me just say one thing. Paulo Dybala is not going to be rated because he wears the number 10. Not because he scored yesterday, 2 days ago against Crapoli. He will be rated overall. Okay. So before I don't even see the comments right now, but where are you at? There we go. Paulo Dybala. He's not awful. Let's be honest. He's not bad. He's not average. And the question is he good or is he fantastic? If we put him on the good, we cannot put him on a good, my friends, to be honest. We need to put him on fantastic. And I'll tell you why. The guy has been played. The only criticism I have of Paulo Dybala is he's a very tough player to accommodate in a formation. Very tough. You can have a 4-3-3 formation, but then he will drift out wide. You can have a 4-2-3-1, but then he will drift out wide. When you play 4-3-3 with him as a winger, he will be out wide, but then he will not create as a winger. So for me, it's just a very frustrating player to accommodate. But in any case, he is a player that, if he played this season, if Paulo Dybala played this season, we would have seen completely different Juve, in my opinion, without a doubt. Whether you like it or not, whether you like Dybala or not, he was MVP last season, whether you agree with that or not. But since he was an MVP last season, and we basically haven't seen him this season, of course it matters. Of course it matters. Kulusevski wouldn't even see on the pitch. We wouldn't even know who Kulusevski is. Kulusevski will be playing in Serie C right now if Dybala has been consistently good this season. However, boom, we put him on fantastic just because of his overall performance as a player for the club, Paulo Dybala. All those important goals, the goal against Lazio, the goals against Barcelona, the goal against, the assist to Higuain against Merda. We have so many examples. Of course, he has also his mistakes, his inconsistencies, but seriously, Dybala has been fantastic for us during his career, without a doubt. And I fear that this will be his last season, but let's hope not. Because, I kind of feel he has something in store for us. Moving on. Let's see here. Federico Peluso. Now that's going for something great to something completely different. Federico Peluso. He was actually not that awful, but average for me personally. Federico Peluso, average. And we'll just leave it at that. Paul Pogba. Let's talk about Paul Pogba real quick. Paul Pogba, where do we rate him? Awful, bad, average, good, or fantastic? So, let's be honest, my friends. Let's be honest. Yes, he's a Sassuolo. And every time I see Peluso play, he gets a yellow. He gets booked. We created, make no mistake about this, my friends. Whether you like Pogba now or you don't, whether you want him back or don't, it doesn't matter. Because remember one thing, Juve created him. Man United fans can say all they want, but we made him. We created him and we gave him away to, we sold him for a huge amount of money. But when he came to us, he was a little boy with a lot of promise. And then Conte, and then later, of course, Allegri, basically took him under his wing. And such a fantastic career for us. Even though last season he became more and more complacent, so to say. For me, personally, it was just so disappointing that he left the way he left. It was money, it was arrogance. In the comments afterwards, there was a holiday at Juve. No, it was just very, very, very disappointing, and not Juventino-like, because clearly he liked being at Juve, but apparently he liked money just a little bit more, or maybe it was just Mino Raiola talking. I don't know, but you could clearly see it all over Pogba's face. He was very happy to be back at Man United, but he is not coming back, in my opinion. I really hope he will not come back, because I don't think he will offer anything for us in terms of what we need, which is mentality, grinta, fight, and fino alla fine spirit, and the leadership in the midfield. I don't think Pogba is cut out for that. But with that being said, we'll put him on fantastic, just because his tenor for us and the way he played. I mean, those, especially one season there, he was just unplayable. Wow. Fantastic. Just joined, guys. We are doing the tier list for Juventus players since 2011 until 2021, basically today. Smash a like on this video if you like what you see. And of course, subscribe to this very channel, my friends. And there are also super chats to use if you want to support this channel. We're talking Juve, and only Juve. Well, not only Juve, because we do actually some other stuff as well. We even talked about celebrities at some point. We also talked about gaming, movies, relationships. Oh yes. The love talk. The love talk. I just like myself here say it in this pornographic way. The love talk. Never mind. Carry on. Roberto Pereira. You remember Roberto Pereira? I very well do, and I put him on the good, and do not tell me otherwise, because Roberto Pereira offered something also very unique, very much like Aaron Ramsey. Luckily for Roberto Pereira, not as injury prone as Aaron Ramsey, so that's why I put him on the good. Link up play, technique. I mean, Roberto Pereira, for me, I love the guy. I loved the guy when he played for us. So for me, personally, this is my list. I do what I want. Good. Ronaldo would love to play with technical player like Pogba. Well, for sure. Ryan says Pereira, good. Yes. We need quality, says Boshinho. I agree, my friend. I agree. I think Pereira was better than Ramsey. That's an interesting point, Edgar, and I also agree with you, my friend. Pereira. Roberto Pereira. Moving on to Bentancur. Rodrigo Bentancur. Now, this is a tough one. This is a very tough one. Rodrigo Bentancur. You know what? I'll be harsh with the boy. I'll put him on an average. Why? Because Bentancur has promise. He has the talent. We all see this. He played great against Crapole. But Bentancur also has his mistakes. Losing the ball in very, very dangerous situations. Also hot-headed at times. Kind of calmed down now. I haven't had that many crazy challenges and yellows and reds and whatever. Bit more composed now, but it is those simple passes that just go astray. But anyway, there is still room for improvement, and I think actually he will do good if he stays next season. I think he will do better for us next season, to be honest. So I like Bentancur. Unfortunately, just average per now. Remember his great season before the COVID started for Sarri. Remember, don't forget. Yeah. So for me, average so far. Andy, we're ranking Juve players. We're ranking Juve players since 2011. For the last 10 years, basically, yes. So we're moving on. We're closing into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 players left. No, 13, sorry. The last one didn't count. because it's Spinazzola 2 times, but we already rated Spinazzola as good. So we are closing in to Romulo. Well, it's between awful and bad, isn't it? Bad, I guess. Bad. Awful. I mean, what can we do with Romulo? We can't do anything with Romulo. We cannot. Seriously. It's just I have nothing. I have nothing on Romulo. It's just bang awful, and I don't remember a single thing that he did good for us. We're just losing the ball all the time, and he was actually great for Verona. So that's why we brought him to our club, but just nowhere near that level that he was before he joined us. Average, says Edgar. Romulo bad, says Ryan. I say bad. Awful. I'm sorry. Cristiano Ronaldo. I put him on an awful, because he's just a useless player. Butler, freaking Pinaldo. I'm sick. I'm sick of this. It's just the Porto loss, the Porto elimination. It was just basically on Cristiano, just purely his fault. I rate Bentancur so much higher than Cristiano. I cannot keep it. I cannot keep it anymore. No, guys. Wow, huh? Wow, calma. I can't. I cannot keep a straight face saying the things like that. I cannot say. I'm sorry. I'm just having some fun. Yeah, Cristiano, what can we say? Fantastic, without a doubt. Goal scorers left, right, and center. Yeah, if you want an hour of me praising Cristiano, I'll do that. No, I won't do that. Strong, good, super talented, but his stuff doesn't really cost the team, says Edgar. Well, you'll be crucified, Edgar. Edgar, don't say things like that. You'll be crucified on this channel. So I'm very glad that you are not hosting this ranking right now, because they will burn you alive. Yeah, well, so Scrappy Crab, I kind of suspected that. It's gonna happen now. It's funny. That's funny. Just for fun. I mean, if people cannot take a joke, then they fine, leave. But this is just hilarious. Come on. Come on, he's fantastic, without any doubt. Moving on from Cristiano to... Who is that? It's Mr. Freezer. It's Mr. I'll be back. Oh, that was an awful Arnold. Sami Khedira. What can we say? Let's be honest, my friends. Let's be completely objective now. He wasn't bad for us. Thing is, he was average. And that's it. I mean, if we can fantastic, there we go. If we can really look at the objective performance from Sami Khedira, he was good for us when he scored and when he was active as a player. Unfortunately, injuries and whatever he did for us on the pitch, we never really found out what that was. Became slower and slower after his many injuries, and I don't know, it's just very static in the middle. But I say average. And yes, Ryan is a funny one. He is a fantastic. He has if I'm not mistaken, I think Khedira has a Medal of Honor from J Medical in his locker room next to the fridge. I'm sorry. I'm just, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, Bochinho. I mean, I disagree. I disagree, but that's fine. I see the lack of Khedira. I see the lack of a midfielder. Period. Because well, Arthur is never there, and McKennie is just more of an attacker. It seems to be actually quite funny that McKennie is being used as a vice Ramsey and not actual midfielder. But yeah. Clearly somebody didn't get that joke. Funny. Suman, relax. If you look at the rating right now, he's fantastic. So all good. Sebastian Giovinco never really rose up to the hype. Average, I'll say average, because he was just too little, too small. Basically, take the pun. You know what? Yes. Let's do some editing. Let's put Khedira good. I'll bite. Bochinho, since you are one of my boys, and Pierre also. Pierre usually is quality, so yeah. Guys, let's do Khedira good instead of average. That's fine. I don't have any problem with that, actually. No, Khedira good, even though he is very, very static as his career progressed or regressed. Giovinco average for me. Never rose up to the hype, unfortunately, but did have some good performances, but just not enough. Very average. Simone Zaza, la 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 la, Simone Zaza, la 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 la, Simone Zaza. Where do I put him? I mean, every time he played, he got a yellow, and that's it. Well, he had that goal against Napoli. But I don't remember much from Zaza, apart from that and his insane PK miss during the Euros, I believe. Shootout. I don't know. I'd say average. Simone Zaza. Now he's playing for Neighbors Torino, as you can see on the tier list. What song? Yeah, I don't remember the song, Spectre. I don't remember what song is that. I love you, baby. And if it's quite all right, I need you, baby. But what song is that? I don't remember. I love you. What is that song? Aditsa, are you still there? If Aditsa is there, she knows. Maybe Copacabana. No, I don't think it's Copacabana. I love you. I don't remember. I'm sorry. I don't remember. Anyway, moving on. Simone Pepe. Well, average. Simone Pepe, good for Ryan. I'd say average. Fantastic in 2011, 2012 season. Yes, I agree. But no. You know what? Since Lord Paduin is there, I gotta put him on the good as well. It's just Simone Paduin and Simone Pepe. Sorry, both of them should be on the good list, in my opinion. Of course, the expectation also defines the level of the rating, but we didn't expect much from Simone Pepe. So yeah, I'll put him on the good, but it's between good and average, to be honest. Can't Take My Eyes Off You by Frank Valli. There we go, Ryan. Mr. Jukebox, Mr. Shazam. Can I call you Mr. Shazam from now on, Ryan? You come back to the next. I'll write it down, actually. I'll write that down. My book of nicknames is right here. Pepe was committed. Yes, Edgar, I agree. That's me. Let's see. Where is Irish Macbeth, by the way? Ryan Saliba. It doesn't write. Ryan Saliba. Mr. Shazam. And if you don't know what Shazam is, that's an app that can identify the music you're listening to. Mr. Shazam. But what is the biggest name you meme? Oh, meme name. If it was name, I would be surprised. Meme. He should be awful in a category, but because of 5 Scudetti, he's the GOAT. Yeah, well. TikTok version. Oh, boys. I don't do TikTok. Sturaro. Bad. Seriously. What can we expect? Sturaro bad. Lichtsteiner. But however, I say this on Sturaro though. His clearance against Real Madrid. That's the only thing I remember. That's the only thing I remember. Lichtsteiner. Fantastic, no? Don't we agree? Last season should never have been for Lichtsteiner. He should have left 1 season earlier than he did. But he didn't. But I still put him on fantastic. I still put him on fantastic without any doubt. So Lichtsteiner, fantastic for me. What a servant to the club. Grinta, fino alla fine, you know, all that stuff. Even though if you've been following my channel for quite some time, since 2017, I bashed Lichtsteiner out of this world throughout this first season of Juve therapy because I didn't fancy him. He was just declined down to some point. It's just inexplicable. Just so poor. But still. Yeah, I know. He, many people disagree with me at that time, and I still stood by it, but I didn't like him at the time. But overall, fantastic player for us. All right, we have 5 players left. 5 players left. We're, of course, saving the best for last. Rincon. Mamma mia. Rincon. What are we doing with Rincon, guys? What are we doing with Rincon? Gotta be bad, no? Gotta be bad. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Rincon bad. I don't think anything else. I can't think of anything else to say. Average from Edgar. Fine. All right, coming into last 4. Alex Del Piero. Even though there was his last season at the club in 2011, he still is on the list. And of course, we're going to put him on fantastic. Don't even worry. We're rating basically all those 19 seasons because he was still active for us. Awful. Didn't do much for us during 6 months or so. No, that's true. That is true. But no, actually, I thought actually he had some good performances. For 1 or 2 maybe Rincon, but yeah, that's why just not awful but bad. But Del Piero, fantastic, without any question. No questions about Alex. All right, legend indeed. Milos Krasic. Now you will disagree, but I put him on the good. And why you will disagree? I don't know why you will disagree, but why do I put him on the good? For me, Milos Krasic offered something different during. No, wait. No, we'll keep it there. He offered. No, we'll not keep it there. I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. Let's be honest and think for a second. If we are rating Del Piero overall, if we're rating based only on, Del Piero's only category, He's still fantastic, but it's only one season he played. And Krasic as well. He just played his last season for you was this 2011, 2012. Good might be a stretch, actually. It's between average and bad, but average. Let's go average. It was not bad. Average. Played out of position with Conte. Conte really didn't fancy him that much. But I'll say this though, with Krasic, I liked him during the banter era, and for me, Krasic is, well, for me, Krasic is actually was actually a very, very good player, very direct. Kind of, Chiesa light, discount Chiesa, but Conte was not good for the Conte side. Krasic wasn't good for the Conte side in 2011, 2012. So that's why I put him on the average there. But overall, in his career, I put him on a good. Yes. Closing in, last two. This is, as you see, this is Spinazzola, so we're not rating him. Weston McKennie. Am I too harsh if I put him on average? He has been struggling with injuries this season, I gotta say. It's between good and average. I don't know. It's tough. It's very tough. Let's put him on a good. Let's face it. First season at Juve, first season in Serie A, first season away from everybody during COVID. Not easy. Of course, he played for Schalke as well, but then he had France there. But he just basically changed the environment and scored some vital goals for us. Injuries don't help him, so that's why he's playing reduced right now. Out of position maybe sometimes, I don't know. But overall, I say good. Good. Yes, and you guys agree with me, most of you. Boshinho average. Right. Okay. Last player to rate. It is, of course, Wojciech Szczesny. I will not put him on a fantastic, because what he lacks in being fantastic is communication. So I put him on a good. As much as you like or hate or whatever. But Wojciech Szczesny, good. Not fantastic, but good. Wojciech Szczesny, that's a spot on, Ryan. This is how you write it. Yes, indeed. Szczesny, good. Tech. Evra good, McKennie good. Yeah, well, that's fine, Boshinho. This is why that's why we're fans. We're allowed to have different opinions. So, my friends, chicka Slim Shady. This is the list. This is the list, my friends. So, to recap, fantastic. Look, this is actually starting 11, isn't it? Look at this, starting 11. So, Gigi Buffon in goal. Let's just swipe them up a bit. Gigi Buffon in goal. And then you have Barzagli, Chiellini, Dani Alves, Lichtsteiner, tough. And then we have dominating the right side, without a doubt, Pirlo, Vidal, Marquisio, Pogba in the middle, Chiesa, Mandzukic, De Ligt as well. De Ligt in the center. We'll go with the 3-5-2, don't we? Dani Alves can slot in the right and the left flank. That's fine. Dani Alves on the left, Lichtsteiner on the right. Pirlo, Marquisio, Pogba, Vidal. Probably gonna go with Marquisio on the bench. So Vidal starting. This is a tough one. We can't really be without Chiesa, can we now? This is a tough one. But this is a great, fantastic side. Buffon, Barzagli, Chiellini, De Ligt, Dani Alves, Lichtsteiner, Pirlo, Vidal, Marquisio, Pogba, Tevez, Chiesa, Mandzukic, Dybala, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Alessandro Del Piero. Good. Storari, Rabiot, Matri, Morata, Arthur, Matuidi, Caceres, Danilo, Quagliarella, Llorente, Giaccherini, Higuain, Cancelo, Cuadrado. I can't believe I'm saying this. Cuadrado, good, but yeah, we gotta be honest. Paduin, Bonucci, Spinazzola, Benatia, Pjanic, Ken, Evra, Pereira, Khedira, Pepe, McKennie, and Chesney. Average: Ramsey, Alexandro, Kwadwo Asamoah, Borriello, Kingsley Coman, Douglas Costa, Emre Can, Bernardeschi, Vucinic, Luca Toni, Mario Lemina, Meris Demiral, Neto, Ogbonna, Peluso, Bentancur, Giovinco, Zaza, and Milos Krasic. Bad: De Ceglia, Estigarribia, Lucio, Rugani, Frabotta, Marone, Piazza, De Chilio, Perin, Osvaldo, Sturaro, and Rinkonen. Awful: Isla, Hernanes, Kulusevski. Man, it's a bit harsh maybe, but Elia, Niklas Bentner, Nicolas Anelka, and Romulo. Boom! Wow. What a list. I gotta say I'm happy with this one. I'm not degrading. Death Clash, hey! I don't degrade. I'm just looking at the overall contribution from these players. And Higuain declined immensely during the last 2 seasons. So that's why I just don't put him off. I just not enough for fantastic, but a very, very good one. If there's something between fantastic and good, like very good, I'll go with very good for Higuain without a doubt. But he got more and more sloppy towards the end of his Juve career. Lord Bentner, indeed. I would go with a 3-4-1-2. Buffon, De Ligt, Chiellini, Barzagli, Lichtsteiner, Pogba, Vidal, Pirlo, Chiesa, Dybala, Cristiano, and Mandzukic. Wow, what a side. Guys, this has been fun. This has been fun to do. This is the tier list. I'll keep it hanging. And maybe actually, you know what? I'll save this later. I'm not gonna publish it on Twitter because I get a lot of hate of many people, and yeah, I'm probably gonna put it on the Discord server, and Discord server, and join him there. In the description below there is a link. Join the Discord server, and I'll put it out there. And you also, guys, this tier list is available for you also to try and fill out, and let me see your suggestions. I can link it. Let's see if I can copy it. Can I do it? Wow. How do I do this? Yeah, I can just make it like this. Can't I just copy the link? All right. I'll copy the link for you guys. There we go. In the chat, as you can see, this is the tier maker list. Try yourselves. Enjoy. Yeah, that's it. But before we leave, my friends, we also have a small thing to discuss, and that is the Dybala situation, because he scored against Crapoli, and we have to, like, what's going to happen now? Real quick, before we do, in 5 minutes, we're going to go into 2 hours stream. I'm going to do that, which is going to stop at the 2 hours. But in these 5 minutes, I'm just going to talk about a little bit about Dybala. I don't think anything changes, to be quite honest, right now. I don't think anything changes with Dybala that he scored against Napoli. However, if he continues scoring, if he continues to deliver a great performance against Genoa and the next game and the next game and the next game, then I think Paratici and Edward will come to their senses and maybe renew his contract. But as per now, it's early days. The contract isn't on the table. There is no contract offer. So his contract is still out next season, which is a bit worrying. But we should also consider the fact that, we should also consider the fact that right now there are very few clubs out there can afford either Cristiano or Dybala. However, if there was going to be a swap, I hear rumors about Manchester United. I don't think that's going to happen. PSG looks likely to be the case. But what I do not want to happen is that he goes to Merda for some strange swap deal. If he goes to Merda, to Conte, and to Marotta, I will be livid. Paulo Dybala, while doing this and then going to Merda, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Gabby, yeah, that's funny. Pinsolio didn't even play a game. Well, he did, but it's just not enough for me to rate him. Yeah, but that's just my opinion, guys. My honest opinion on Paulo Dybala. I think we need to be a bit more calm about this. Yes, it is worrying that he's not resigning a new contract, but we have to wait and see what happens the next few games, and if those games are vital for his survival at the club. Because if he plays well, don't be surprised if we play well as well. That's interesting. Yes, Ryan, thank you. Thank you indeed. Since the Serie B, oh well, there we go, Ryan. I've been supporting myself since '94, so yeah. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it. Edgar, if you're watching this, do one for 2000 and 2010. I would love to, but I just unfortunately I don't have the time to make the tier list. So if you, Edgar, or anybody out there who can make me a similar tier list as this one, create me a list of the players. Bless me. Thank you. For 2000 to 2010, I'll be so grateful. 2000, 2010, I'm on. If somebody can make this tier list ready for me, a template, and I will present it on the next Juve therapy session. That will be so much fun, guys. I don't remember all of the players, to be quite honest. So if anyone had time of their hands, Edgar, yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it, Edgar. Edgar, you're my man. Thank you so much. All right, guys, enjoy your weekend. Fino alla fine. For you, before you leave, don't forget we're doing the watch along pre-match live, of course, for the Genoa game on Sunday. The watch along, the pre-match, the full-time reactions, and all that stuff. Yeah, it will be great fun. I hope it will be great fun because, guys, really, we need to get those 3 points and performances and consistency, mentality, and blah 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 blah. Yeah, that's a good suggestion, Borsinho. That's a good suggestion. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Chisman, you're supporting Juve since '94. Yes, when I was born. I hope you mean. Of course, I mean that. I'm not joking. '94. Yes, Roberto Baggio. Roberto Baggio. Maybe even before that. 93. 92. I was born in. Please do the knockout rounds to find the best Juve player. Yeah, we gotta do a rating, like a vote of some kind. Maybe I'll do that. On a Discord server or something. Yeah, that would be a good idea because I don't know how to do the voting. We'll see. You could guess. We're not gonna drag it on. I was born in 85, so 35 will be 36 this summer. Yeah, indeed. I know. I look like I'm 14. I look like prime Moise Kean. Yep. All right. Fino alla fine, my friends. I'll see you on Sunday. Enjoy your weekend. Smash a like on this video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you.